Right, match day preview. We've got three big games to go through. We are going through the Serie A, the Bundesliga, and the Carabao Cup final. Chris, you are up first because there is the top four battle in Italy that is going on. I believe Juventus are going to be dragged into it because AC Milan are taking on Atalanta this weekend. We've got some big matchups in Rafael Leao versus Emil Home. We've got Christian Pulisic, who's going to be taking on Sead Kolasinac as well, former Arsenal player as well. But what I really want to talk to you mostly about, Chris, as you'll go through this preview with us, is in terms of the fact that AC Milan seem to be one of the few teams in Serie A who get quite a big injury list and continue to thrive because of their strength in depth. Is that due to the fact that they really can qualify for the Champions League, or is it the fact that they're actually out of the Champions League and in the Europa League and they can rest players after 70 minutes after dominating against Rennes in the Europa League? Let me hear your thoughts, Chris.
I'm not sure what Pioli's doing with this whole this benching and resting players, but they're in a top four title race, like slash title race
Mm.
in the Serie A. So this is not a time to be resting players like Leao, Giroud, Pulisic. I know they actually asked to be rested for that game, so it was kind of interesting that Pioli actually gave it to them, but it came back to haunt them because Monza beat them 4-2 in that
Crazy
matchup.
finish on that week.
Crazy finish, but I don't know. It's been interesting. I don't know if AC Milan has the firepower to beat Atalanta the way they're playing right now. Like the Ketelaere is going to come back to Milan and show them why.
That's what I wanted to talk about. Because, Matthew, I don't know if you know this, but every league outside of the English league, when a player gets loaned out to another team, they can still play. It happened in
I
the
never, I
Bundesliga.
never get it. I never get
I
that.
never understand this at all.
It's
Like
one.
standard,
It's such a stupid rule in the Prem, though.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
agree
like
with that.
for us, it doesn't seem stupid because it's normal. But for you guys, it seems stupid because it's not normal for
Yeah.
us. Because it's like in the Bayern Leverkusen game, Stanisic, a centre back for Bayern Munich, was on loan against Bayern Leverkusen. He scored against his parent club, which is crazy. And CDK for Atalanta, I'm not going to pronounce his full name because I'm going to bottle it. Like someone mentioned Kvicha Kvaratskhelia wrong way as well. I'm not going to mention who said Kvicha Kvaratskhelia the wrong way once again, which is great as well. But yeah, CDK, talk to us about him, Chris, because again, he's been on fire this season for Atalanta, had a very good game on the weekend as well. Let me hear your thoughts on how he can maybe challenge this Stefano Pioli look inside for AC Milan.
Oh my gosh, he is a baller. The last, I don't know, maybe 5 weeks, I think he's been scoring or he's getting some sort of GA in those matchups. But if you actually watch him play, his first touch looks like he's like one of the best in the world. His first touch, absolutely perfect. He drops on a dime right on his foot. The way you can volley a ball is absolutely insane as well. His striking ability. I don't. They had AC Milan had the real deal on their hands, but loaned them out with obligation to buy, which I believe Atalanta is gonna take that.
It's a small price, isn't it? Like 30 million pounds, 25 even, yeah.
Or it could be. I don't know if it was pounds or what it was.
Yeah. That's just how I saw it, but yeah, I get it. Around that region basically.
Yeah, I think Milan only make like $6 million profit on it, so that's
Club Bruges with the add-ons coming in clutch.
Yeah, so what Atalanta are gonna get for this kid is gonna be triple the price at least because this guy's the real deal.
And they know how to sell a player at Atlanta. We heard last week, Sarah, about how, or Luca told us about how their sporting director loves to have a markup on their prices. Rasmus Højlund selling for £80 million, Amad Diallo for £40 million as well. So all of these young players coming through. If Charles De, let me pronounce. I'm going to give it a go. Charles De Ketelaere. Ketelaere? Did I pronounce it right, Chris?
I say Charles De Ketelaere.
Ketelaere.
But that could just be like an Italian thing, but I don't know exactly.
I'll give it a go. Charles De Ketelaere. We'll go into it as well. But with this AC Milan side as well, Sarah, do you think they are going to be a big challenger for? We're not going to talk about the top four because I think they're going to get the top four. But do you think they're going to be one of the favourites for the Europa League with some of the teams that they've got in, Bayern Leverkusen, Liverpool in the next round potentially as well? What do you think, Sarah?
After what I saw in the Champions League, I don't think so.
Mm.
They have
bipolar is a word to describe that team. It's crazy.
Yeah, and we've seen them with certain injuries. You know, at the beginning of the season, Yassine Adli, Noah Okafor as well. I mean, I get that, but I think all teams are experiencing injuries at this point. I don't know what it is about Milan. They can't seem to, with the players that they have, kind of get into a consistent, string of wins. It doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense to me. To me, this Milan side should be way ahead of Juve in the Serie A. It doesn't make any sense, but they can't seem to get it going. So Chris is out here riding the wave. I think if they go up against a team like you mentioned, a Liverpool, a Bayer Leverkusen, I mean, even I'd say some other clubs. I can't quite remember
Brighton,
who's still left
Simon
in the.
Adingra.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I think it depends what Milan we're gonna get on the day. That's basically what it comes down to.
If Leao turns up or not, basically it.
Yeah, pretty
Absolutely.
much.
Him, Pulisic, and a Giroud header in the 90th.
You got to be
A lot
done.
of the,
It's
a lot
go
of the
ahead, go
game
ahead.
revolves around Leao if he wants to turn up or not. Like
Mhm.
if he doesn't turn up, they just have a terrible game. When he does turn up, that's the Milan you want to see because it's two different Milans.
It's very similar to Man United and Marcus Rashford as well, but this season is kind of a lot less like that because we're relying upon Rasmus Højlund. But last season, it was like Rasmus Højlund would turn up a lot for Atalanta in the second part of the season, but he had a whole proper team at Atalanta around him. This season, he doesn't have a proper style of play around him at Manchester United. But last season, it was get the ball to Rashford, get it to Bruno. Let's see if they can create some magic. And it worked so well for Marcus Rashford. This season, not so much from a Man United point of view. But excellent preview there for AC Milan versus Atalanta. The top four will not be decided this weekend, but it's going to be a big, big game in Serie A.